The combat begins with a series of ritual dances carried out by each of the two boxers in turn. It's true that when Muay Thai is practiced purely for sport, many of its fighters probably regard these preliminary moves as mere formalities, although their meaning goes much deeper than that. Muay Thai combat belongs to the realm of the holy. The fighter establishes close bonds with his teacher, and his behavior is of the utmost importance both inside and outside the ring, even extending to the relations and the ancestors that fought before them. It's something like today's Olympic Games. Success is personal first and foremost, but it also transcends to the whole country being represented, meaning that triumphs and failures, sportsmanship and ethics also play an important role in competition. As a symbol of this commitment to the sport, which transcends mere sporting activity, the master wears a Mongkon amulet on his head and cotton ribbons on his arms bearing magic symbols called prajer or kruang ruang. The latter can also be worn during combat. The wreaths worn around the neck symbolize the boxer's high hopes for the coming fight. The boxer asks the spirits for protection through the symbolic Ram Muay dance. The dance also has a practical purpose, serving as a warm-up that stretches the muscles and tendons, as well as providing a way of intimidating an opponent by showing off a fighter's impressive skills, balance and control. Some of the dancers enact tales from the epic Ramakien. Combats consist of between 3 and 5 rounds, each lasting 2 or 3 minutes, depending on the level and whether the match is amateur or professional. What can we expect to see in the first round? The combat begins with a period in which fighters study and test their rival, putting their reflexes to the test in an attempt to discover their weak points. Both fighters know that this is a critical moment of strength and concentration, since launching an attack too early could easily provoke severe punishment from their rival. Arms are used to protect the head, while forearms and elbows protect the body. Both legs should be ready to block using the shin bone. You will see both fighters use kicks, a type of blow that can be executed from a distance. Although during this first phase, it's very likely that the opponent will be able to block such blows with relative ease. As the minutes pass, the tension grows, and fighters begin to feel the cost of the physical and mental efforts involved. Just the act of maintaining all your muscles tensed, ready to receive an attack, requires a great effort. The clinch move was not permitted in ancient times, but in the modern game, judges know that to appreciate the skill demonstrated by boxers in managing this short-range attack, both to protect a fighter and to punish, tire, and, if possible, unbalance an opponent. When this move is used, you'll notice how the boxers try to inflict blows on their opponent with their knees. During the middle round or rounds, if a boxer aspires to win and his rival is not clearly superior, then he has no alternative other than to take risks. That is, to try to land blows on his rival and take those that cannot be avoided. The opponents begin with their arms in the guard position, moving constantly in a good defensive posture. The fighters' bodies are balanced, ready to spring into attack in an instant, or to employ the most appropriate defense strategy. You can see that their feet are never too close together, or too far apart, or in a parallel position opposite the opponent. One fist is held in front of the other, at the height of the brow. The elbow is held low, protecting the ribs. Just like a tennis player receiving their opponent's serve, boxers must move quickly, ready to react to defensive or offensive maneuvers. You can see just how hard they hit each other, using the arms, legs, elbows and knees. If possible, a fighter will hit his opponent in the head as often as possible. At this point, the boxers can no longer protect themselves as they did at the start of the fight, and both receive some punishing blows. Each hit is awarded points for precision, technique, and effectiveness by the judges. The most dangerous blows, apart from head blows, are those executed with the elbows. This is a difficult but effective technique when mastered, taking into account that in order to land a blow with the elbow, a fighter must previously dodge all their opponent's defensive moves. Knee blows and kicks serve to weaken the opponent before attempting a definitive blow. The fight is extremely tiring. Added to this exhaustion is the damage inflicted by each blow. It takes a great deal of effort to protect yourself, think, and stay focused. The fighters become more vulnerable, and one of them will now start to dominate the combat. If you observe the expression on their faces, you can see clear signs of exhaustion. The last round depends on the state of both opponents. The weaker of the two will look to use the element of surprise if they can, while the stronger opponent will seek to impose their superiority. Time and strength are running out, and it's time to pull out all the stops. Sustaining the control and precision of movements at this point in the combat requires great effort, resistance, and mental skill in order to keep focused. Fighters also need to be able to tolerate pain. Up there in the ring, you may win the fight, but no one can stop you from receiving what under any normal circumstances would be considered a brutal beating. Victory can be achieved by a variety of means. Knockout or technical knockout, if the referee decides that one of the fighters can't carry on. Withdrawal on the part of the boxer or trainer, throwing in the towel. Disqualification due to fouls committed during the fight or on points.